Thank you for coming in today. We appreciate your taking the time to interview with us for a position with our firm, and I hope it's a good experience for both of us. Let me just take a few seconds and explain how this will flow. My job, if you will, is to learn as much about you as I can in a fairly short period of time. That will mean that you'll have to do most of the talking, and hopefully we can guide through that in a way that touches on things that you think are really important. While we're talking, I should add that I might make a few notes, and I hope that won't be distracting, but it will help me and the rest of us who discuss candidates later on, since we interview so many people in any given day.
Okay.
Let's get started. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Well, I'm a student at Valencia right now, just going to get my AA and finish that. And then it's on to UCF, where I want to finish my mechanical engineering degree. I just love everything about engineering, specifically mechanical engineering. Everything with moving parts and designing and building and maintaining devices is just what I really want to be a part of, especially Space Element adds a whole other thing to that. And that's what your company does, and I would just love to be a part of that.
One of the big decisions you've made is which university or college to attend, and an equally big, if not bigger one, is what your major will be. I'm interested in why you chose this school, and in particular, why you chose accounting as a major.
I chose Valencia because I just heard it was a really great school to get my general education. And then for University of Central Florida, it has a great engineering program, so I definitely want to have really good education in that. So going to a better school is just going to help me with that. And yeah, the school just fascinates me and what I can do at University of Central Florida specifically.
Well, this won't be a big surprise, but I'd like to know about your grades, overall, and your accounting grades.
So for grades, I did take some classes at FSU and really made headway with those classes, and I was doing well. And now here at Valencia, I'm actually doing really well, and scoring-wise, I've actually gotten some of the top grades for the tests in the class.
I see. I see a team project in one of your accounting courses, and I'd really like to know more about that. And let's start with, what was your role on the team?
Yeah, the team project was really good. I was the main leader of it, actually, and was in charge of organizing the presentation and delving out tasks to people.
And what was the process you used to get the work done and prepare for the presentation? How did you guide this group?
It's definitely important to be able to give the people tasks that they'll do best in, so the overall team can do the best.
I see.
So we helped establish what people were best at and gave them tasks accordingly.
Okay, ultimately in the presentation, tell me how it went, and again, what part in the presentation did you play?
The presentation went really well. It was really well organized, and the PowerPoint had all of the proper points that we needed, and we all had a speaking role, so I guess my part was just specifically making sure we stuck to the topic.
And I have to ask, what kind of a grade did you get?
We got an A. We got a really good grade on it.
Okay, thanks. Let's talk about extracurricular activities. I know that's an important part of your educational experience.
So actually, I loved the clubs I was in up at FSU. They're engineering-based clubs. One of them, Society.
Oh wait, I understand. I know you like music and movies and going out for pizza, but you're trying to differentiate yourself here. So I need you to be a little more specific about other activities and your role in those. For example, have you been part of Beta Alpha Psi?
No, we don't. I don't know what that is, but we have Society of Wind Engineering is one of the clubs I was in, and that was all different types of engineering, and went to conferences to learn more about engineering companies.
Have you thought about taking the CPA exam and ultimately becoming a CPA and maybe going on for a master's degree?
I'm going to relate this to the PE exam, which all engineers have to take, so I do plan on taking that. And then for master's degree, I definitely have thought about that with how many engineers there are with
I understand that.
bachelor's degrees now. It's important to have a step up on the competition, I suppose, and also just a better education for this type of job.
In preparation for this interview, I suspect you've given some thought to what are your greatest strengths and how would you bring them to bear in our firm. And you're welcome to talk weaknesses, although I'm not pushing for that.
For strengths, I do think I have a pretty level head. I don't really get too stressed out about things. I'm just really good about being patient and getting the job done well. I also work really well with people. I have no problem working in groups.
Interesting.
I actually like doing that. I think it's the best way to get stuff done. And with engineering, you're always doing group stuff, so that's pretty important, I feel like.
Okay.
And then also, I don't know, I'm pretty personable. I think I can deliver
Good.
myself well and your project well.
Why are you interviewing with us today?
I actually looked into your company, and I think it's a great company. It's the exact job that I want. It's pretty much anything I want to do with spacecrafts and just anything with outer space. Being part of a team that can help send someone into space is just an amazing thing to be a part of. And I think your company has great values, and I'd really
Yes.
appreciate to be a part of that team.
Who else are you interviewing with?
Just you for right now. Haven't looked at any other companies at the moment.
Okay. Well, we're getting near the end of our allotted time, and I have two more questions to ask you, and they're both pretty important. The first is, put simply, where do you want to work? We have offices in different locations, and it's really important for us to know where you want to be and why you want to be there.
Honestly, I have no certain cities or whatever I need to live in. I can go wherever I'm needed for the certain type of job.
Right.
And just anything with specifically mechanical engineering. And I would like to do the
Okay.
designing part, but I am open to other jobs as well.
Why should we hire you?
I just think I'd be a really great fit for your company. I think it'd be a great move for, of course, me furthering my career, and for you guys just gaining a great member to your team.
Okay. Right.
I think I do a lot to further any projects you would put me on for your company, and just it would be a great
I
opportunity
understand.
for me.
Good. Thanks. Well, I think we've reached the end of our allotted time. I want to thank you very much for coming in to talk with us and conduct this interview today. Next steps are pretty straightforward. You know, we're going to go back and review all the resumes and interview information we have, and we'll be back in touch with you in about a week to talk about appropriate next steps. I think that does it. Thanks a lot.
Perfect, thank you.